Yo guys, it's Mike from Chess Lifestyle, and today we are streaming another 42 minutes. This should probably be 50 days until the release of C3 Venom, so that's very exciting. Today what I wanted to do was play a classical game, and I should mention as well that my internet got fixed this morning, so I should be all back and running. I put my camera on the left side for this. Basically my classical is 2300 right now. If I get to 2400, that would actually get me top 10 on classical, which would be sick. Obviously that's a long way to go, and it gets much harder from here. So let's give it a shot. So I'm just gonna play 30-minute chess, and okay, let's see how this goes. Welcome, Lucas. I'm eligible now for JTM. Perfect. See, it wasn't so hard, right? Wasn't so hard at all. So yeah, I think, you can take the first 2 rounds as buys. That shouldn't be an issue. I clarified the rules on that. Should be good. Should be good fun. Yeah, so while we're waiting for the games to start, let's... you know what? Actually, what I wanted to do, I wanted to take a look at the position. And maybe I'll even include this. I'll take a look at this in my Caro-Kann study. Oh, okay, we're playing a game. Okay, that didn't last long. Oh god, this guy looks strong. 2500 question mark rapid from 1000. Okay. He's played 14 classical games today. He might be quite tired though. I think let's give him a shot. I think let's play him. Okay, I'm gonna turn off chat, so best of luck. Okay, let's go. So we're getting a Benoni. Oh, and I've beaten this guy twice. I wonder what time control. Must have been a long time ago. Let's have a quick look. Oh, it was Blitz. Interesting. Must have been a marathon, actually, where I played this guy. But okay, we have just our mainline Benoni. And we've got bishop f4 line, so I like playing a6 against this. If you play bishop g7, you have to worry about some queen a4 check, queen b3 lines. So I like to just avoid that. And I can play this in a few different ways, but I'm expecting like the main line where they go like h3, e3. Yeah, that's what's happening. And after e3, I need to be precise with the move order here. I think I should start with knight e8 rather than play b6. Now, you can also play like knight d7, like rook e8, knight d7. This is like the main line of this variation, but I used to play this a lot, and it's also, I think, very good for black, but I just like this knight e8 line a little bit more, because black tends to not know it as well. And I think here I can already play b6. I think this is my idea. So now I can meet a5 with b5. And the plan is to play knight d7. And we'll see. So if you guys are joining the stream, you're welcome to chat about the moves between yourselves. I'm not going to be checking chat during the game. I'm just going to be commentating. We have rook e1. So I think I want to be playing both queen e7 and rook b8, but in what order? Queen e7 first feels good. I think queen e7 first feels good. This is actually kind of similar to my game against Lucas. It was a different setup, but I kind of set up in a similar way for black. The one thing I need to be careful of is that when they play knight d2, I need to play rook b8, because I can't allow this knight c4 to hit b6, because I normally want to meet that with knight e5, right? So if knight d2, then I'm in time to play rook b8, and then I can meet it with knight e5. We get rook b1. I'm not so concerned right now. The knight is hanging, right? So I think I can just play rook b8, no problem. So I just want to keep making small improving moves. Now that my queen is on e7, I can play knight c7 as well. And basically play for this b5 push. Aha, and we have this knight d2 plan now. Now, if they are going to knight c4, then I want my knight to be able to go to d6. So I can consider here, I could start with knight e5. Do I want to provoke the opponent playing it? I could start with f5 as well. f5's not such a bad idea. So I don't really have an improving move aside from knight c7. Is f5 premature? That's my only fear. Or does it make a lot of sense? Maybe f5 makes a lot of sense. I do weaken the e6 square though. Is that a concern? If I play f5, can they ever play like e4? I take... Nah, they can't really, not with the bishop hanging. I think f5 should be fine. I think f5 is a useful move. Let's try it. Let's see. I mean, if they play knight c4, then they're kind of playing into my plan. And if they don't, then we'll just have to see. With f5 in, I can also consider bringing my knight back to f6. That's not a bad idea as well. It really just depends what my plan should be. I can play with... Aha, so he goes for this. So knight e5 should be the way to play. And this should just be fine. Unless f5 has suddenly changed something, which I haven't understood. But knight e5 should be the way to deal with this. And the point being is that when we get this pawn structure, we can plant a knight on d6, which is generally quite desirable. In some of these lines, there can be some annoying queen b3 with discovery. So maybe king h8 is not a bad waiting move, actually. Now, we always need to be careful here. Yeah, we don't want to take with the pawn when the knight is still controlling the square. We need to take with the bishop here. So we need to always exchange this. Yeah. So if they take, we take, and we plant a knight on d6. If they don't take, then it's just fine. We just keep the bishop. And they've traded off their dark squared bishop, so our dark square should be slightly better. I really like this line in the Benoni. It's so weird how this bishop f4 move, like move 7, like this is like super trendy. I mean, like maybe 5-10 years ago, it was like all the rage, like everyone would play it. And it's just like, I think it's just so bad for white. Like there's just so many, there's like 3 different main lines that black can choose. All of them are just really good. So why would anyone want to do this? I mean, maybe you've got some like objective advantage that's very, very slight. But I think modern engines don't even show it. So it's just like, why would you do this? I feel like there are a lot better ways to try and punish the Benoni. And this ain't one of them. But okay, after making these kind of statements, I better win this game. So... But this is why like having like a repertoire like Benoni is great if you have like a backup repertoire, because let's say you prepare someone and you find out they play a line that you're not really fancying, then you can play your backup. But then if you see that they play this bishop f4, then you can just enter the Benoni and get like great compensation. So I think like I'm really looking forward to trying to perfect 2 repertoires with my black pieces, 2 different lines against d4, 2 different lines against e4, and play depending on prep. But okay, let's actually try and think. So if, let's say they don't take the bishop, we could consider spending a tempo to save our bishop. If they do take, we want to take back with the pawn, probably. We could also take back with the queen, if we want to keep things very, very simple. If we do take back with the pawn, do we have any problems? If queen b3, we can just play knight here. And if they play a5, we can meet it with b5. And I don't think we've got any issues there at all. If they take, what if they play the immediate b4? Can we get away with that? Can we try and undermine our setup immediately? Again, probably not, right? I think that's just a free pawn, which we can take. If they take, can they try and sacrifice the pawn with d6? Well, then we can always play queen takes d6. And I don't think they're achieving anything with like queen b3 check. I think this looks very, very pleasant. What else can they try? And what's my plan? If they just move like bishop f1 or something. What's my plan? Or bishop f3. Okay. So I've got a few different ideas here. I can basically play for b5. I can drop my bishop back. I can try to play more on the king side with f4. Got a few different ideas. Now I definitely don't want to play f4 yet because I don't want them to open up this file. I can also play with queen g7. It's not crazy, I think. If b5, I've always got to be careful of this maneuver as well. Okay, I need to think carefully here. What's the idea? If they push e4, we can always meet it with f4. I feel like. I don't think that's going to be a problem at all. So maybe I even want my king on this square. I don't think I mind the bishop being on e5 like it is. Is there any other plan with bishop f3? Don't really see it. I feel like a king on h8 is definitely going to be what I want. Is there any other idea behind this move? I don't really see it. I think king h8 is a very sensible move. I think this makes a lot of sense. The point being is if they ever try and break e4, I just keep it closed with f4, and now my king is on a better square. I also get out of any problems if they ever enter these lines where there's like some open diagonals. I think it's just safer. I mean, they're playing with a light squared bishop as well. I think the king is much, much better on h8. We're also ahead on the clock, so this is very, very nice. Which definitely suggests that my opponent's a little out of their depth in this position, which is exactly what we want. Okay, so let's say it's my move again here, right? Like, what am I gonna play? Still b5 does knight a5, so maybe I need to prepare it with queen c7 type ideas. Probably the knight belongs back on f6. Like, this was a really good piece of advice from Yunus Papainu, the 2600 who plays Benoni. He basically said that, you know, when you do like some weird Benoni plan with like knight h5 or knight e8, you can't just like leave the knight there forever. Like, you need to bring it back into play. So I think definitely trying to play for knight f6 back is going to be useful. The question is, do I want the bishop on g7 first? And the thing is, if I play knight f6, I always need to be careful of this f4 move to trap my bishop. So as a game plan, maybe I want my queen on c7, a bishop on g7, a knight on f6, and play for b5. And play bishop d7 as well. Is there any drawback of my queen being on c7? I mean, if they're going to take on e5, then I probably want my queen on e7. So maybe by that logic, we should start with bishop g7 first. The only question there is if bishop g7 and they push e4, and I meet that with f4, can they play the immediate e5? Can they try and like steamroll that pawn forward? Then I can take, they can take, I can take. I'm up a pawn. But they do get the e4 square for their knight. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I guess if I play knight f6 and they move like bishop e2, I'm always in time to move my knight again, right? Like, I'm not going to get my bishop trapped completely. just like a question of where do I want my pieces. I think I definitely want to be playing for b5 though. Or do I? What's the benefit of b5? I mean, I basically get my queenside pawns rolling. The question is if I've got more potential on the kingside. Like, can like an idea of g5, g4 actually be even stronger? Okay, so knight e2, that probably suggests something. Don't really see what's the idea. Maybe knight f4, knight e6 kind of ideas to try and enter like that. Trying to understand what's the point. Why did they play that? Maybe they want to play for b4 as well. Got to be a bit careful of. I would love to play b5 except for the fact they have knight a5. So what, if I play queen c7, can I get away with that? Because yeah, I actually can't really move a knight until this bishop on e5 is solved. Yeah, this is tricky. This is really, really tricky. Need to get this right. If I get this right, I've got a really smooth game. So, let's think. Queen c7. Is that a good idea? Queen c7, maybe knight f4. If I play b5, maybe they take... I don't really like that. Don't really like that. Maybe I should play g5 even. How insane is that? To basically just stop f4? I mean knight f4? Maybe even stop f4 on some lines. Maybe g5 is not a bad move at all actually. Kind of makes a lot of sense. Yeah, the more I look at it, the more I want to play it. g5, is there any downside? I mean, the h5 square and the f5 square is a bit weaker. But if they can't exploit it... If I play g5 and they play g4, is that even a move? Feels wrong. But if they can get the f5 square... then that scares me a bit, but it looks like it's good. It looks like it's good to me. I don't see its downside. I don't see its downside. I think it makes a lot of sense to cover f4. I think if anyone's got an advantage on the king side, it's us. So, seems alright. Seems like a good plan to me. I also think the bishop on f3 is looking just a tiny bit vulnerable now that the knight is on e2. So maybe these ideas of like g4 are even stronger. I don't exactly see the follow-up. Probably g4 takes, bishop e4 and queen h4. And there's like some checkmate ideas somehow. I don't know. But yeah, this looks quite nice. I like the fact that by not playing b5, I don't really allow this knight on c4 to get active. Aha. g3. It still feels kind of dodgy for them. I don't really trust it. I feel like we should be doing well. Somehow. But they do kind of prepare f4. I could just play bishop g7 as well. But let's say bishop g7, bishop g2. How has the position changed? I think bishop g7 is very reasonable. Just protect those dark squares. And then let's regroup afterwards. I had a very brief look at this kind of ideas, but yeah, it's never working. I think the bishop on g7 is good. We're also just a few minutes up on the clock, which I really, really like. Now, this is where the regrouping starts. And we could have f4 coming in soon, so maybe I want to have this ready. So that maybe on f4 I can meet it with b5. Let's say the knight gets kicked back somewhere. Or maybe they take first and go back. How do we feel there? I can also play with knight f6. Maybe that means I can meet f4 with g4. That might be quite nice, actually, meeting f4 with g4. So maybe the knight belongs on f6 first. And then we can worry about trying to get in b5 later. In terms of priority, I feel like that's better. Start with this. So I seem to remember that one of the reasons why I didn't want to bring the bishop back was because I was a bit scared of this e4 push, but here it's not really a thing. Interesting. I was also considering knight e4 as a potential idea. Don't know if it works just here. It might do though. To be honest, it looks really good. It looks really, really good. I mean, okay, he's threatening actually the rook, so we need to be a bit careful. Maybe bishop d7 is a useful move because of that. Also, he does get the a5 square as well, right? Like, if we do this, he could play knight a5. So is there a better way I can deal with this? Maybe I can play b5, they play knight a5. Then I can go c4, and that... there's always a c6 square. So maybe I should start with bishop d7. I can also play queen c7. That's also defending. Lots of interesting options here again. Queen c7 takes. Queen a5. I mean knight a5. Yeah, I don't know. Probably bishop d7 feels more principled. Knight e4 is also very nice, but we can probably take on c5. Don't think I've got a good move there. So probably bishop d7 is the way. I mean, we haven't done anything overly principally wrong, so I'd be surprised if we're like losing this somehow. I'd be very surprised. It looks like we've got great harmony in our position, so I'd be very surprised. We should definitely keep an eye on the clock. So what, if takes knight a5, then I can take on b1, queen takes, and takes on a4, and I'd be quite happy there. So takes, maybe they take on b8, I take back on b8, and then they play knight a5. Feels a bit dodgy, to be honest. I feel like we're fine. I think like even if they come to c6, we can just chop it. I don't really buy it. Like, it's a passed pawn and all, but I don't think they can support it too easily. I think we're doing alright. I think this is also the effect of playing an opening for like 15 years. You kind of get some nice intuition. Wow. That's crazy. So... If we play a5, this knight basically is an annoying piece for the rest of the game. If we try and take, then at least the b5 pawn is going to be vulnerable, but we do potentially give the a file. Right? They can play something like this. So they're kind of pros and cons to both, although they can't really move their rook without giving up the pawn, right? So definitely my instinct is to take here. Now, is there anything better? I mean, it should be alright. I mean, maybe their idea is to bring the queen in, eventually. But then we can even hit the queen with tempo, like, nah, it feels really good. Maybe they can defend it with queen b3 and play rook a1 or something, but... I think it should be alright. I think I should have enough counterplay elsewhere on the board. So maybe take once and then play knight e4. And if bishop takes, just take with the pawn. This looks like a pleasant position to play. Yeah, let's definitely take this. I think taking definitely looks good. And then I think knight e4 also feels really, really correct. And then just take back with the pawn, because we don't want to drop d6 if they take with the bishop, and we just have this bishop pair. It should be good. I'd be really surprised if the knights are better. I feel like we can do that. Is there anything better, though? Can we do anything else? It feels correct, knight e4. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. It's I mean, Lichess calls this classical, but this is definitely a rapid game in my eyes. So we can't, unless, you know, there's more risk to the move, which there isn't. I mean, the only risk is whether this e-pawn is vulnerable, but I really don't think it's that vulnerable. I think it should be fine. And if anything, I think White's king is going to be more vulnerable than my e-pawn, so I think this should just be fine. So okay, we've got all of our pieces on very nice squares. This knight is definitely annoying, but how do we actually try and convert this position? Maybe queen e8 could have been a plan. I just feel like it's a bit superficial in the sense that I feel like white can also just defend this pawn fairly easily. Oh, the other nice thing about the knight, which I didn't notice, is that we actually take control of this square. So if we can one day maybe like play like, I don't know, bishop here, or maybe even put it on g6, right? And then defend the pawn of our queen, then maybe we can try and take over on the a file. I think that would be one decent way to continue. I think the bishop actually looks really nice on g6. Like, it kind of looks like we might want to play on the king side. But I feel like we've got an advantage on the queen side that's easier to try and make use of. Engine might find some way to break through on the king side, but it always feels a bit riskier, I think. It's a really good sign though that I've won 2-0 in Blitz. It means that like at least I can match him tactically on the clock and even do slightly better even. Okay. Let's say it was my move. I like doing this. Like when I'm playing a game. Like let's just imagine it was my move here. What would I actually play? Force me to think. What would I play if it's my move? Probably this bishop e8 plan. I really liked this. I think the bishop sits very, very nice on g6. Even maybe on h5, right? If we could even pin this knight. Doesn't look so bad. I mean, what I'd love is for them to take on e4, I take back with the pawn, and then that forces them to spend the tempo to deal with the hang h3 pawn, like king h2, and then I bring my bishop around anyway. Like bishop e8, bishop g6, h5, f7, they all seem good. And this is kind of like, I think this is my specialty in chess, like this kind of like closed but dynamic type of position. It's like lots of people imagine closed positions to be really passive, and I'm actually really bad at closed passive positions, I think. But in terms of like closed dynamic, like this is like really nice. You can be a bit more maneuvery with your moves. Okay, we've also got a time edge. Let's keep this up. Okay. So yeah, if it was my move, this bishop b8 plan, do I have any other plans right now? So I can't move the b8 rook because of b6 hangs. That's the whole point of this bishop move as well, because I want to basically play queen c7. And then try and take over the a file. Let's say I get all of that in. Let's say I have like 5 moves in a row. Let's say I play bishop e8, bishop g6, queen c7, and I'm now playing rook a8. What do I actually achieve in this position? I get the a file. Congratulations. I get the A file, then what? What's the point? Is there some future with playing like rook a2? Looks alright, I guess. Looks alright. I think we should always be looking for an opportunity to play queen e8 if we can snag that pawn. Doesn't seem so easy to do though. Are there any other improving moves to make? Like, is h6, let's say, is that an improving move? I don't know. Feels unnecessary. Okay, queen d3. Honestly, my first impression was like, is this a blunder? It feels like it like somehow could be. I don't know. What's their idea? Okay, so they put more pressure on my e4 knight. Also add some x-ray defense to the b5 pawn. Although the queen's not the best defender. So I could just play this plan of bishop e8, right? Because now the bishop on g6 looks even nicer. Is there something concrete that I need to watch out for? Bishop e8. I don't think so. What, are they planning like f3 or something? If bishop e8, f3, do I have a good square for my knight? Because if this, then maybe they can take, right? So I need to be careful. Bishop e8, f3. If knight f6 and they take on f5, I can play the move bishop g6. They could take on g5 or even play queen e6, but the point being is that I can take this b1 rook. I don't know if an exchange is worth it though, to be honest. Bishop e8. f3. Surely there must be like some move here I can do. It's very annoying. Bishop e8 is like the move I really want to make, but f3 feels very strong. Can I prepare this then, somehow? Okay, I need to make a decision as well. Don't want to burn my time on this move, to be honest. Can I make bishop e8 work? Bishop e8, f3. Maybe I can start with h6. But then my bishop's a bit more loose. I don't really like having to play h6, but just to secure g5. Bishop e8, f3. Is f3 a weakening move as well? It is kind of weakening, right? Blocks that bishop. Knight f6, queen takes f5. Surely they can't get away with that. What can I play though? I wish I have a move. Wish I have a move there. What about like a move like knight g8? Is that so insane? I kind of want to play it. But I give up that pawn. What to do, what to do. Somehow I need to make this work. I could play knight f6, knight g8, then bishop e8. Feels so slow, but maybe this is actually better. Admit the mistake. Is there a plan to play knight c3, knight a4 as well? Do I have to worry about this? Maybe this is kind of scary as well. If knight f6, knight c3, bishop e8, knight a4, knight d7, maybe I can hold it that way as well. So maybe the knight... No, but knight f6, knight c3, bishop e8, I lose f5. I'm overthinking this so much. I don't know what decision to make. It's really tough. I feel like f3 has to be bad. I feel like f3 has to be bad. Knight f6. Alright, let's screw it. Screw it. Hopefully, the fact that I spent so long on that move, maybe they'll chicken out from playing f3, because they do have to worry about this bishop g6, which I do think has a lot of promise. I just can't evaluate who's better there. There's like so much to consider. Like if queen e6, I can take and maybe even play d5. Like I feel like that looks alright. So hard to say. So difficult. But yeah, if we can get one more move in, bishop g6, then I think everything works out. My knight is currently covering c3. Bishop e8 is definitely the principled move. It's definitely the move you want to play. I think it's definitely the right practical decision to go for this. I think f3 is really dodgy. I mean, you should probably go for it, but I don't know. I think it's a mess. It's a mess. But this is what you always get with Benoni. Like, you never... Yep, and he's going for it. Mad lad. Mad lad. So let's just play knight f6 with confidence. And let's just see. I think if he plays queen f5, then I just go bishop g6. This is my thinking. I think I should be doing better there, winning that exchange. Like, if he takes his second pawn, and he gets 2 pawns and a piece for a rook. The thing is, it looks like my king is weak, right? But it's actually not. My dark squared bishop defend... Okay, what is this? What is that? I'm even inclined to play bishop g6, let him have it, and just put my knight back on e4. If he plays knight f4, maybe I go knight takes g5. Again, feels like a very complicated position. I could go g4 now. This was my old idea. But g4, maybe they can take now. I can still play bishop g6. I can still play bishop g6. So probably g4 is the way to meet this. I should keep this closed if possible. Yeah, g4 feels very good. We don't want to allow this knight in, right? So g4 feels correct. Unless I'm missing something. What could I be missing? Don't think I'm missing anything. Let's go for it. I think g4 feels right. I'm still winning an exchange. My knight even protects the pawn. And he just keeps it closed. Interesting. So now I can even play knight h5. Put pressure on g3 for the rest of the game. I've even got knight e4. I'm very happy with this turn of events. Knight h5 feels really right. Or do I want to put the knight on e4? It's a really tough question. Knight on h5 doesn't feel like I'm making the most of the knight. If we get this position, do the knights have any very strong outposts? Let's say the queen just drops back. Am I in trouble here or am I doing very well? Like, the position is extremely closed and I don't have any pawn breaks, so it is a bit risky. My intuition is that I should still be better there. But maybe knight h5 is just a smooth way to do it. The problem is, can they ever push e4? Knight h5, they push e4. Let's say I just take it. They take back with the bishop or something. Who does that benefit? Because I've got bishop pair, so you'd think I would benefit from that. But somehow it feels like white's actually not bad there. Maybe I should just play knight e4. Okay, I'm lower on the clock as well. This is not good. 94 takes. Play bishop g6. Nah, I have to be better there. I just have to be better here. I have to be better here. There's nothing to worry about. There's literally nothing to worry about. Takes. The queen moves somewhere. And put a bishop on g6, put a queen on c7, infiltrate on the a file. I have to be better. I have to be better. Yeah, I think this looks really good. I mean, that's another nice thing about Benoni is that it really like allows for the better player to prevail. And I don't think white has an easier time, which is nice. So no, you know, if you lose, you generally deserve to lose because you've been outplayed. Which is kind of like a nice feeling, you know? It's not like the worst player loses. Okay, so we get this exchange. Pretty sure we have to take with the pawn, otherwise we've got problems on d6. Now we do have this very strong knight. I'm hoping that it's not going to be a problem for the rest of the game. So my idea was just to put a bishop on g6. Say that I have the best dark squared bishop in the world. And how big of a deal is this? I can even play bishop f5 if I want. To try and like gain the tempo on the d5 pawn to slow them down. I'm not against that. I'm not against that at all. I kind of like it. But then the problem is they can defend with knight c3 and also hit d5, which I don't like. I could then take, but no, then I allow a check. I should also never trade that bishop. So bishop g6. Let's say they play queen a6, I play queen c7. They play rook. They can't play rook a1. Yeah, this should be alright. This genuinely should be alright. This should be more than alright. Let's just play bishop g6. Okay. So queen a6, rook c7, and my thinking is the way to flush out this queen is to put a rook on b7, the other rook on b8, and the other rook on a7. And that will flush out the queen. Then we take over the a file. We should be better. And the point is, again, they can't make use of this. So are they fast enough? Let's say we play queen c7. Let's play it quite quickly. I think this is the move we want to play. Don't think there's any tactics I'm missing. So how quick are they to coordinate their pieces? Maybe they're not too slow either. But still, if they get the A file, I don't think they get to do much with it, to be honest. I think there's definitely a chance that my opponent thinks that they're better, which is also good. Gets in their head a little bit. I mean, maybe they are better, right? But I do think that... I don't know, I like my position. So, okay. Is this the only plan we have? Rook b7, rook b8, and then rook a7. Is this it? This might be the only plan. Ah, he goes for this. Is that fast enough? I guess he wants to play rook c2, rook a2. So if I play rook b7, rook c2, rook b8, rook a2, it's just fast enough. If I play rook b7, rook c2, rook f7, rook a2, rook a7, then take on d6 maybe. Maybe that's a little bit annoying. It's kind of close though. Is there any way I can stop this even? If not, I just go for it. I can also try and play actively with rook a8. Takes on b6, queen takes, knight takes, and then like enter. Like rook a3 or something. How does that look? Then go back to c4. That's kind of annoying. I think rook b7 makes sense. Unless I'm missing something. Don't think I am. Maybe their plan is to play knight c3 as well. Could that be an idea? Rook b7, knight c3, rook b8, knight a4. Their queen is very, very trapped though. I think we should be fine. I think let's go for it. It's all very, very close to either working or not working. I really can't tell who's objectively better here. I'm starting to get the feeling white might actually be objectively better if they find the exact perfect maneuver. I don't know if this was it though. Because I can play rook b8, they can play rook a4, knight a4, and I play rook a7? What do they do there? Am I not just better? I think let's just play it. They might also be planning to play rook a1. That could be the idea as well. I don't know if I can somehow finesse that. I can also look into ideas of bishop takes and then bishop f7. I think this is like an interesting idea as well. Something like this. I don't think this position's staying closed forever. So what? If they play rook a1 now, I think that's like the only move for them. Aside from that, but then we just get the advantage for sure, right? With rook a7. I think rook a1 was interesting. Anyway. Rook a7 has to be played. We're not losing the e-pawn. Are we? Rook a7, queen c2. I don't believe it. Let's just play it. This has to be good. I wonder if I could have finessed it by taking on c3 first, but again, it's a very, very committal move to give up that dark squared bishop. I almost want to play rook a8 and just sack the pawn. Probably I shouldn't. Maybe queen e7 first. Or do I want to use the rook? Rook e8. What to do? That knight on c4 is very strong. How do I deal with this? I do need to defend the pawn, but how? What's the better way? Don't want to spend too long on this either. Probably the queen makes more sense. I think the queen makes more sense, and if they challenge, I can always go rook b7. It's not ideal, but it's definitely not the end of the world. Maybe this position isn't as strong as I thought. Oh wow, okay. I didn't think this would be a problem. We do need to be a bit fast. Do we want to play with the rook? Maybe let's play with the rook. Let's play with the rook instead. I was thinking maybe trying to repeat once, but I think these kind of games, it's a bit risky. We need to somehow come up with a better plan though. And also, we're getting quite low on time. Like being like a couple minutes down is no biggie when you've got half an hour, but when you've got 4 minutes, okay, this is a blitz game. This is a blitz game now. We need to wake up. We need to wake up. This is now a blitz game. Times have changed. This is now a blitz game. So which pieces can be improved? I wonder if I want to play the move h5. Don't know. Could also consider sacks like taking on h4 with the bishop, but don't think it's enough. Maybe in some endgames it would be though, so maybe having the pawn on h5 to fix that pawn on h4 is not a bad idea. Okay, maybe we'll do that. We can also think about flagging them as well. Remember, this is a 30-0 game, so don't underestimate the flag in a closed position. And I shouldn't underestimate it too, like I could be flagged. If my opponent was like really fast, he could probably flag me here. So I need to remember, this is 30-0. If you don't want to get flagged, don't play 30-0. So, okay, we need to be faster. So actually, maybe we should make use of a king. Right? Alright, let's start with h5. And just play this quite quickly. Maybe they can play like rook a3, but is this such a big deal? Maybe that's their plan. I guess, yeah, he wants to add another attacker on that square. What's the best way to deal with this? Queen f6 feels mildly annoying, but probably nothing. Bishop f6? Is that a better way to deal with it? Oh, I don't know. I'm spending too much time. Let's improve the king. Get it off this diagonal. And then let's see. So I know this was their plan. I just didn't think it would like properly work. Because we can always play queen c7, but not until the knight has moved. So we do need to be precise. Maybe let's start with bishop f5. I don't think that changes anything about our position. So we are getting a bit passive, but okay, we can't spend too long like trying to find like the optimal plan, right? So I think this is holding. If I haven't miscalculated. Maybe we can even make use of the bishop, I wonder. Like on d8. Definitely not an ideal piece though. Let's repeat once and see if we even have a choice. Maybe we don't have a choice. Maybe we have to repeat. Wow, okay. Well then, let's keep playing that game. I don't think there's a problem just yet. Aha, they're trying to do it that way. Maybe we can play queen f6 now. Or we can trade one pair of knights. Don't really like the idea of that though. Let's play queen f6. Alright, let's just go back. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. I don't like my time situation. That's the only problem. That's my only issue. Okay, we can trade one pair of rooks though. I feel quite happy with that. Play it like this. I don't think I mind giving up the e-pawn. I feel like that pin is going to be horrendous for white. Surely they can't take it and get away with it. Like, that has to be in my favor. They don't have any discovered checks. Somehow this has worked out, but I've got to be really quick here. So do I want to give a check first? Why not? Let's give a check. Maybe we can enter. Oh, we need to be fast though. We need to be so fast. Queen E1. Then they go knight C4. Do I have a follow-up? I need a follow-up there. I need a move. I need a move. Knight C4 is such a good move. Wait. Could I have taken on D5 before? I think I could have taken on D5 before. And I completely missed it. Oh, if I could take on D5, that's probably winning. For God's sake, that's so annoying. Okay, at least they've stopped that plan. So then I can try enter again. Maybe by A3? But then their knight's no longer pinned. Oh, this is messy. This is so messy. I don't have the time. I don't have the time. That, like, pins their knight to the e4 square. Alright, no more commentary. 59 seconds. Alright, offer a draw. We'll see. Declines. Okay, let's go. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know. It's all becoming a mess. Unbelievable. This is very scary. With no time as well. Ah, go away. Go away. Do I even have like some pipette? Probably don't. Oh, is that an amazing move? I don't know. Probably not. Probably doesn't quite work. Ah! God. I hate this situation. And let's pray. Let's pray I've got something. The hell is this? Check, and I run. Maybe I run. What do I play? Move! Move, Michael, move! Holy crap. That was stupid. That was really stupid. Missed mate in one. Let's go! Oh my god. He played a move that wasn't a check and I could have taken an F1, but I had no time. Oh my god. Oh, I hate this. Woo! Jesus Christ, guys. Yo, Shay. Alright, we're gonna catch up this game. Oh, let me just have a breather. Oh, man. Oh, this guy is gonna wanna kill himself. Holy crap, guys. Is anyone watching this live? Play so slowly? Okay, I think there must be a lag. I think there must be a lag on stream. Holy crap. Yeah, let's go, Corey. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. I mean, I was so dead lost. Oh, it's just mate in 5? I didn't see it, to be fair. I literally didn't see the mate. I thought knight b7? Knight g7? Oh, I missed this was a check. Oh, that's probably mate then, yeah, of course. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, man. And I literally blundered mate in 1. I saw here and I was like, no. I literally... Wait, was this the moment where I thought I blundered mate in 1? I think so. I think I was like, this is just mate in 1. The guy actually missed it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, yeah, this is the thing as well. It's really important to understand how the king can dodge the knight. And like going on these horizontal or vertical squares of the knight is like the blind spot of the knight, right? Wow. Yeah, and then in this position, like the guy just makes like a move that's not a check at some point. Wait, these are all checks? Did he not make a move that wasn't a check? I think I thought he made a move that wasn't a check, but these are all checks. Oh, I'm so bad. I'm so bad. I think it was this position where I thought it wasn't a check and I could have just taken. I don't even know. I don't even know what I was thinking. How the hell? How the hell? They froze? That position is not losable. Deserved win, I say. 2 minutes versus 30 seconds plus so much material. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Oh man. Okay, let's understand this game. Let's go from the start. How is he playing so slowly? I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh god. I have no idea. He's played 1 bullet game, maybe that's why. Oh, jeez. Actually, we can probably look up this guy. The fact that he has 13 at the end either means he's 13 years old or he's born in 2013. Whichever the case, I don't want to know. I don't know. Let's have a look. He's probably got a FIDE. He's probably like 1600 Uzbekistan. Oh, he doesn't actually have a FIDE? Huh. Maybe Mikhail Romanovich is someone else. Yeah, I have no idea. Maybe I played like the 1998 Russian Prime Minister. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Oh man, what the hell? What the hell was that game? So I'm really curious actually, like this game, like you know where I went wrong. Maybe a 70-year-old, literally. Yeah, I have no idea, man. I have no idea. But definitely like, yeah, I messed up by playing way too slowly. I mean, I haven't played enough Blitz recently. And also, Lucas, I'm curious to see your classical rating. Am I able to farm this? Oh my god, you've got 24.99 classical? Are you kidding me? What the hell? What are the games? Are you kidding me? You beat a 24.92? How the hell did you do that? That's unbelievable. Did you play the same prep against me? The C5? Oh my god, you killed this guy? That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Being a 2500 classical. You know this guy, 2500 classical? He's probably in like the top 10 in the world. He's probably in the top 10 on Lichess. Oh no, he doesn't have a classical rating yet. Holy crap. Damn, Lucas. That's sick. That's sick. 1600 in Uzbekistan is like 2100 in Europe. Literally. Rook B A8 cheater? Are you like suggesting that I cheated or what? Let's have a look. Oh, he was a cheater and he mouse slip. Oh, no way. Wow. Okay, congrats on beating a cheater then. That's great. Bro needs to stop streaming when I need to work. I'm so sorry, Jan. Let's see, did anyone have any comments in the game? 35 Rook B A8 looks right. Oh. What, my opponent, what, did he cheat? Did he play a perfect game? I didn't feel that way, but maybe he did. Maybe he did, I don't know. I'd be really surprised though. I'd be really surprised. So okay, this is all theory, which I kind of know. Played Rook B1, fair enough. Knight D2, yeah. So see, like Queen D2 would be more of like a cheat kind of move. I don't think this was a cheater. But Knight C7. Maybe I can just play Knight C7. Why didn't I play Knight C7? For some reason I was afraid of this. Yeah, this is the thing. But here? Oh, I can't take with pawn because of D6, right? So I have to take this way. But if they take like this, and I take with the queen, right, and everything is fine. Okay, I just don't take for the pawn. So I can play Knight C7. Okay, that's good to know. And this Queen D2 move, okay, then it's just +1, but I have to be tricky. I think this is harder than it looks. I think I'll be fine. I'll be able to work it out. So okay, we have a Knight E5 situation. I remembered the correct piece to take with. I have a slight advantage now. B5 is not so problematic. I thought this would be a real pain, but apparently not. Wow, even Rook B6. I've never seen this idea before, to like cover the square. I have Knight C6, maybe like Queen G7, but you just play around the knight. That's very interesting. And what if they take here and they try and take the A file somehow? I guess they have to be careful of these kind of tricks, maybe. How does this go? Yeah, this doesn't feel like a position I want to play with this knight on C6. It feels really annoying. So okay, I played King H8. Bishop D7 is possible as well. Yeah, I guess. Maybe this is a slightly better version, like if they do a nothing move. Yeah, B5 now. Oh, and even Queen H4 now. Have I messed up with this King H1? Even B4 immediately. Yeah, maybe King H1 wasn't a good move to play randomly. Let's say Queen C2. Oh, and I can play the knight on F6. So what if they play a move like Bishop E2 or something, right? To try and play for F4. I can play B5, and if we get this situation again, even just a calm move like C4? Seriously? What, an F4 is not a problem because we just take on C3. Wow, okay, we give up our Benoni bishop and just say it's okay. I guess like this structure is really bad, so maybe I should be more open to this. Yeah, and we're even winning a pawn immediately. But even Knight E4 is just good. That's very interesting. Oh, right. The guy I played as a cheater. Right. And then he mouse slipped. Crazy. Crazy. King h8. Oh, an f4 is possible here? I mean, this is typically the idea, right? When the opponent puts loads of like pieces defending a certain square, you can just play it anywhere. Anyway. How does this go? Can we not do this? I think this is what I was concerned about, because I can't take because of this. But queen f6? Wow. And the knight... the knight can't move because the bishop is loose. I didn't see this. I didn't see this aspect, I think. Yeah, if rook e4, bishop f5, suddenly that's looking real spicy. And if bishop g2, then okay, we get this situation. Where this definitely looks like something for black. Yeah, f4, wow. Yeah, I didn't find this. Bishop g7 was my plan instead. And he ends up going for this b4 plan, which was interesting. And then here I made the right call to take, right? This was good. And then knight e4, was that best? Yeah, knight e4 is good. And queen d3, this was really annoying. Because I was very scared to play this bishop e8. But wow, Engine just gives like so many different moves for black. I thought like I was in a real pickle. Queen e8, I kind of forgot about this idea. But I guess it all works out because they can never just take here and like... Yeah, they have to move the queen and then... Oh, I can even just take on h3. Don't even have to care about this. That's crazy. Yeah, and I can even make improving moves like h5 here. It's quite wild to me. What was I concerned about? Why couldn't I play like moves like this? I mean, it definitely wasn't f3 because here at least my bishop defends f5, right? But I thought I was afraid of something else. Maybe I was afraid of this plan, but my knight stays on e4. So maybe that's why I can get away with moves like h5. And if they just play passively here, like, I don't know, if they just move the rook somewhere, then h4 is even good. And what? Yeah, there's g4 here. Wow. And even giving up this square feels crazy to me. And just king g8, super calm. Yeah, this is a ridiculous position. This is why, like, you know, some top players are able to play Benoni. And, yeah, I have no chance of playing it. But, okay, wow, so this is actually better for white. See, I couldn't work this out. I didn't know who was better. So it is actually white. I had some uncomfortable feeling that maybe this was the case. I was just like, you know, they have to be very careful as well. I just thought this is just an interesting imbalance. Queen a7. Like, if they take on d6, what happens there? Then I suddenly have the advantage, right? So it's definitely not clear. It's definitely not clear at all. But knight f4. Is that such a problem? Why can't I just come in anyway? Oh, and this is better for me except for... Okay, they managed to hold on to everything. And somehow my position just sucks a bit. Guess that makes sense. Because even though... See, the thing is my evaluation was that my king would be safe. But I guess not with this knight lurking as well, right? Like a knight and a queen are just so powerful together. So I guess that makes sense. I should have been able to find like another improving move before bishop e8. I just couldn't really see one. Because I felt like any h-pawn pushes means that the bishop will no longer be on a sticky square on g6. It just felt like more difficult to make work. But yeah, in the end I got this close position. And I should have taken. See, I was just so afraid of opening up this actually. I think that was my biggest fear. Oh, and knight just goes back. And it's fine. Yeah, that makes sense. I guess I just thought that this position would be better for me. But I'm wrong. Yeah, the knight on c4 is just so strong. Oh, and rook f5 as a move. What a move. Wow. And if a move like this... What's going on here? Because if they take, I get checked. So then I can threaten taking now to win the pawn. But then they just defend. And I'm somehow just alright here. Oh, because I'm actually the one putting on pressure. Like, I'm actually just trying to take over on e4. Yeah, I just didn't think this would be realistic. But maybe it is. Maybe I can actually hit this pawn more times than I thought. It's actually not so easy. Yeah, already this position. Like, how do they defend the pawn? So maybe this is why I've got some equality if I play this. But instead, we get this position where, again, I missed this rook f5 idea completely. And instead, I was basically just looking at this one plan. Yeah, and at this moment, I was very afraid of one move. What was the move I was afraid of here? Yeah, I thought they could play rook a1. I take on c3, and now what? Bishop f7. Aha, right, and they can't defend it now like this because then their queen gets trapped. I see. That's very, very cool. I didn't see this. I just thought that I'm in a bit of a cramped position, but yeah, respect to my opponent for evaluating that risk. Aha, and I can already take the a file. Why didn't I do that? Ah, surely I couldn't have been afraid of this move. Maybe I was. Maybe I thought I had to defend the pawn. But yeah, I don't. Ah, but I thought I had to defend it because I thought that they can always play moves like this and defend. I thought I was just losing too much, but now I guess I've got this. Oh no. Queen d6. Oh my god. Yeah, these tactics. That's cool. Yeah, I didn't see this at all. Rook b8. I mean, I should have at least considered this because this is the move you want to play. And there's this very like Russian principle of basically you want to play the move that you want to play. And if there's a reason stopping you, there's probably a way to counter that reason. So, okay, check rook b8. Nice. Good stuff, Lucas. Congrats for finding this move. Very, very natural move, which I just completely overlooked. I mean, this is the move to play, right? You don't want them to take the a file. That's what you've worked so hard for. And this pawn is really, really dodgy to take. I think I just got spooked by the fact that he can support his knight by winning 2 pawns, and I just thought, you know, I'm in trouble here. I mean, I can also play rook a2 apparently immediately, and I guess this just transposes, because now we can play queen e7, yeah. Very nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, and I completely overlooked this tactic. Yeah. And this isn't quite working due to rook b3 apparently. And then we have to settle for like some worse version of this takes on d6. But yeah, this is kind of like the benefit of Woodpecker. If you're able to think this far. I think maybe in a real classical game I could find it. And that's where Woodpecker would be useful. I just didn't really have the time. And this was where I started to realize I was actually quite low on the clock and I just needed to make some moves. And you could see how I really got squeezed on the clock, right? Like, I was really under time pressure, so I really shouldn't be getting to this situation in the first place. Like, at what point did I start to fall behind on the clock? Even around here, I've been playing like down a couple minutes for a long time. Around here, yeah, I spent so long on this bishop e8, 5 minutes. Yeah. But it was a tricky position. It was a critical position. I had to be really careful. I mean, I think I could have just sped up with this kind of play a bit more. Yeah, this decision, for instance, spending a minute 20 here when I've got 6 minutes left, this is very, very careless. Because I mean, I wasn't even debating between rook a8. If I was debating between rook a8, then maybe a minute 20, but I was debating between 2 passive moves. I should just play one of them and get on with it. So at least I managed to speed up here. It probably should have cost me the game. I managed to hang on and not allow anything, and then I managed to get active, so this was really, really nice. And then I gave this check. My queen was not on a8. I thought for a second I blunted this. I thought I missed this, but no, my queen was from a7. Okay, that's better. So then I went back to try and attack d5. I just didn't see what was happening after queen e1. I thought they just played knight c4, and I feel like I don't have any checks, no nothing. But I can do this, and then I just have the pipette. Oh, I didn't see this. If I saw this, I would have gone for it, but I didn't see it. Oh man, I would have drawn this game. Your drawer is crazy. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it gets it in their head, right? Like that if they turn it down, they have to win, right? It's like a little bit of psychological pressure. Yeah, and I saw knight d6 to be honest. I just didn't know what else to do. Like, how is queen a3 working? Like, surely the same thing. Bishop d3, oh my god. Oh my days. Yeah, I wish I was just better at tactics and could like find this stuff under pressure, but yeah, and then this was just very, very uncomfortable. The knight got to a great square, and this is where understanding certain defenses is very important, because you might think that this is like completely busted, but the bishop on g7 is a fantastic defender, and actually in this situation, there's no way for these pieces to continue like the attack like normally. Like when we've got some more pieces like this, the bishop completely shuts out the queen and the knight. So this is a very, very strong defender. But having said that, yeah, I was still under crazy pressure. Like, this would have been good. Probably completely lost. Oh, man. So let me try and understand this a bit better. So in this position, my intuition was just like, get this queen close so that I can cause some threats, right? But queen a3 is actually pinning the knight to this square. That's crazy. So yeah, I played queen a5 to pin the knight like this, but after this move, I should have looked for another pinning move. This is crazy. This is crazy, bishop d3. What a move. Oh, if I found that, I would literally be such a strong player. Alas, I didn't. I mean, how does that even go? Like, let's say they just defend passively. Oh, I just win a queen? Okay, this is why I can't see any of these moves, because I can't even see one move tactics. Holy crap. Is the queen trapped? Don't tell me the queen is trapped. Oh my days. Ah, chess is too hard. This is why open positions are way too difficult. To be able to see this under pressure. I mean, I should just not even get into the situation. Like, being so low on the clock. And this was crazy. Bishop e8. Just playing for my life here. And yeah, at this moment I just thought I have to just create a threat. And hope that they don't have mate, right? And I mean, I definitely had the spidey sense that I will get mated. But this moment, this gave me some hope. I was like, maybe I got something here. And I spent 6 seconds. I was so slow. I was just freezing. And I was thinking maybe this is the best plan, right? Like, try and attack on the light square. So that was my plan. But I didn't really like it because my bishop would be loose, right? My bishop would be loose on this square. So now I just thought about running. And I realized I probably had, like, no time. I realized this was a stupid move because I'm running closer to their pieces, right? So it's just like, I'm gonna get mated if I put my king on the square. And actually, I'm blundering mate, right? Why is this not mate? Oh, I can actually run here and get away with it? Oh, maybe I can. Oh, that would have been sick. That would have been sick. But I think I saw the mate here as well. Yeah, this mate. Jesus. But yeah, this is why it's very important to understand king safety. And here, even if it's a queen and knight, if I'm getting closer to my pieces, I might be able to hide, like over here or something, right? It might not be so easy. Like if they bring this knight in. Oh, I can play this? Like no one's gonna find this. No one's gonna find that fork at the end. But yeah, I'm somewhat surviving. Maybe. But yeah, it's... Oh my. And then he misses the mate in one. This is why you solve your tactics. And then somehow my king has like survived. And then at this moment I knew that there is no time to try and like take the knight. Just spam my king, hope that I flag the guy. And I think he didn't realize how low on the clock he was. Unbelievable. And my second draw offer, I think I offered another draw around here. I think I offered another draw like, I don't know, around here or something. Was it this moment? Yeah, I offered a draw here, right? Just to psych him out a bit. Just to psych him out. Wow, okay, we'll take it, guys. We'll take it. How close are we to getting getting on the leaderboard? We're on 23-21. That is not bad. I mean, that was a very lucky game. But yeah, what did we learn from this game? What did we learn from this game? I had that really nice f4 break, so I should be considering these moves more. I also learned I should take the a file when I can. I should also not underestimate the strength of those knights. However, when the position did open, I had all of those tactics with the bishop, right? Like trapping the queen. So maybe I should have been looking more out for this, but okay, I had so little time, it was more panic, right? So yeah, let's have a look. Let's have a look. So We are 92 deviations, so we need to get down to 75. To be fair, yeah, we've got a few more games. We've got a few more games before we hit that leaderboard. Yeah, more games like that. Wow. Yeah, and if you look at the classical leaderboard, we're actually not too far from the top. Like 2400 is top 10. If we win the next 4 games or something, we get 2400, break leaderboard, that's top 10. That's top 10. But okay, to get that, that's another thing. And what, we're on like 2320 right now, so we're breaking into top 50. But yeah, we want that top 10. Crazy, crazy. My god. To be fair, Lucas, with your 2500, yeah, you're top 3 in the world if you have a 75 rating deviation, literally, right? So if you play this Journey to Master and you have some decent games, like you don't like lose every game, you might actually get onto this leaderboard. Which I guess, you know, ultimately it doesn't really say anything. But still, top 10 is cool. Like, just look at how cool the top 10 trophy is, right? The top 10 trophy on Lichess, it looks so sick. Look at that. That looks like a top 1 trophy. Like, look how sick that looks. Like, you want that trophy. You want that trophy. I will just play 1600 every game, so I won't lose any rating. Literally, right? Yeah, you could definitely just play a bunch of like low-rated games and try and. I mean, that's probably gonna be my goal as well. Like get like top 10 and then just like, you know, play some low-rated. But okay, it's a risk as well. You might lose. You never know. But yeah. Oh, can JTM just be casual? No, JTM has to be rated. Has to be rated. And the reason why as well is because if there's any like case of a player cheating, if it's a casual game, it will not be able to get reported. Like, someone could play Stockfish and play casual, and you can't ban the account. So yeah, you need to make it rated if you want any security on that front. Yeah, beating the 2400 cheater helped a lot. Yeah, I can imagine. But yeah, guys, we'll take that. We'll take that win. Very, very good warm-up. And yeah, I've got some chess lessons to teach this evening. And I think I'm going to call it a day. So thank you guys all for tuning in. Appreciate all of the support. Hope you guys enjoyed another exciting game. These classical games have been so much fun. And I guess see you tomorrow. Adios.